lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness unto light, lead us from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Good morning and namaste, everybody. Good morning. Today is a particularly auspicious occasion. It is Ram Navami, where we celebrate the advent of Lord Rama. We are very fortunate and delighted to have amidst us a guest Swami, visiting Swami, Swami Shivarchanananda ji, who is the Assistant Minister at the Vedanta Society of St. Louis. So we are very happy to have him, especially on this auspicious occasion. And he will speak about Sri Ramachandra. A little bit about the Swami. He got initiated from revered Swami Atmasthananda ji Maharaj in 2000. And the very next year, he became a monk. He joined the order at the Ramakrishna Mission Vidyapith in Deoghar. That's where I too had joined the order. And so I have known the Swami. He's been a good friend since 2001, so it's been nearly 25 years now. Besides Deoghar ashram, he was, of course, in Belur Math for the usual 2 years training, which we all undergo. And then he went to a number of different ashrams. He was in mostly in Mother's place, in Jayrambati, the birthplace of Ma Sharda, in Kualpara, which was it's a village ashram, very beloved to Ma Sharda. And then in the Calcutta center, which we call Mother's House, Mayarbari, he was there for several years, including 2 years as the editor of the Bengali journal Udbodhan, which was started by Swami Vivekananda. Another side to him, in fact, the way he is mostly known throughout the order is as a great ritualist. He's a master of ritualistic worship, the biggest and the most elaborate of them all, the Durga Puja. So he has done it for several years in Jayrambati, in Kualpara, in Patna, but most notably in Belur Math itself. So he was the Durga Pujari in Belur Math for 2 consecutive years. And then, of course, he went on to other places, including Mother's House, Udbodhan. He was so valued everywhere he has been there. He has been valued for both for his monastic qualities, for his personal qualities, and his contribution to the service activities of the ashram. So much so, and this is an inside story. I know the senior Swamiji at Mother's House in Udbodhan, where Swami was the editor of the journal. He was picked, the Swami was picked, handpicked actually, by revered Swami Chaitanananda ji Maharaj in the Vedanta Society of St. Louis. And the Swami he was serving under at that time in Calcutta would not let him go. Did not want to let him go. So I know the inner story. It took a lot to persuade him to let him go. And so we finally got him here in the United States in 2022. In April 2022. And where did he come first? To New York. So he landed first in New York. So this was his first taste of America. And when he arrived here, he was telling me just yesterday, day before yesterday, he was telling me that he saw this is the first ashram in America that he saw, and now he's seeing it all over again with new eyes because he's been here for 3 years, very successfully in the Vedanta Society in St. Louis. So he had his sannyasa in 2011, I must mention that. So we all welcome revered Swami Shivarchanananda ji Maharaj. We invite him to give the talk on Sri Ramachandra, the radiance of Sri Ramachandra and eternal values. Maharaj.
I offer my most respectful pranam to revered Swami Sarvapriyananda ji Maharaj and all of you, namaskars. And Swami already mentioned that it's quite natural for an elder brother to be affectionate to his younger. And really, when I first saw Maharaj, I'm learning from him. And while coming from the airport here, so I was sharing that my first impression about him, I learned immense responsibility, how to do that with perfect detachment. I learned from, and that process is continuing. And when I came here, in that email also I wrote, I am coming here to learn from you. One thing that Swami didn't mention, he was my guide in this country also. First time when I was coming in 2022, from Delhi to India, I was with Swami. So he is, in that sense, elder brother, guide. So today, I got the opportunity to share my thoughts on Sri Rama on this auspicious occasion of Rama Navami. So let us start with Mangala Acharan, with offering our salutation to Rama. Apadam apahartaram dataram sarvasampadam lokabhiramang Sri Ramang bhuyo bhuyo namamiham Ramaya Ramachandraya Ramabhadraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Nama. I bow again and again to Sri Ramachandra, the remover of all afflictions, the bestower of all prosperity, and the source of joy for all beings. I offer my salutations to Rama, the Ramabhadra and Ramachandra, the all-knowing, the Lord of the universe, the divine consort of Sita, and the Lord of the Raghu lineage. Today, the title of our talk that I picked up is the Radiance of Sri Rama and the Glory of Eternal Values. So when I learned it would be the Rama Navami day, and I have to talk on Sri Rama, the immediate idea that came in my mind, Sri Ramakrishna. In Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, he mentioned about Rama. He told like that, when Rama entered the royal court, the hearts of all the ministers and courtiers present bloomed like lotus flowers in the radiance of his divine presence. He continued, in the Purana, it is said that it was as if 100 suns were shining when Rama entered the court. Then he questioned, why then were not the courtiers burnt up? It was because the brilliance of Rama was not like that of a material object. When we think about radiance, immediately we think about fire, sun, all those things. As the lotus blooms when the sun rises, so the lotus of the heart of the people assembled in the court burst into blossom. It is in the word of Sri Ramakrishna. Now, what does it mean by radiance, brilliance? Seeing Rama does not merely mean beholding an individual. Let us go into deeper understanding of the word. So it is not merely being beholding an individual. Think about that. When you came here, you see that picture. What occurs in your mind? To see Rama is to experience the essence of all that is connected with him. The remembrance of his deeds, his divine actions, and his righteousness. When such memories arise, especially those that evoke noble and uplifting sentiments, They awaken a higher consciousness in the observer. When you see Rama, all those memories starts coming. It is flowing in your mind. And what happens? It evokes noble and uplifting sentiments in you. They awaken a higher consciousness in the observer. These divine emotions spreads within the heart when the courtiers who are seated in the chair of that Rama's court, royal court, what happened to them? This divine emotion spreads within the heart, illuminating it with the light of spiritual wisdom and devotion. It helped you. Swami Vivekananda once he wrote that what is the real contribution of these great prophets, maybe Buddha, maybe Jesus, maybe other, maybe Krishna, Chaitanya, Ramakrishna. They urge us onward to do the same, to experience religion ourselves. Swamiji is saying, whatever Christ or Moses or anybody else did does not help us in the least, except to urge us on. That is their contribution in our life. Maybe when we are talking about any individual, we are talking about our Swami. What inspired me? Oh, okay, I also try to be like immense responsible, but I have to also do my work with perfect detachment. So whenever you see some people, they are representative of some ideas. So urge is important. What the Indian civilization of or our humankind and essential religion of mankind owe to Sri Rama cannot really be estimated at all. Though no one has perhaps even taken an inventory of what Sri Rama has done for us, yet we seem to have been always aware of what we owe to him. So down millenniums, we have cherished him in our heart, talked about him, sung his glories, chanted his name. If you go to India, you will find Rama Mela, Rama cult, that Rama sadhus, you will see. And Rama fairs, Rama bhajan, you sang some of that. Even, remember in Deoghar days, that our cooks and employees used to greet me, Ram Ram Maharaj. So that idea of Rama is flowing in your blood, in your veins. And days ago, I was watching a little bit of video. There, one grandma, an old lady, was feeding grains to the birds. So her grandchildren, one little girl, was saying, Dadi, kya kar rahe ho? Dadi, many people don't even have enough food to eat. Yet you are offering grains to the birds. How does that make sense? What are you doing? That old lady, with a beautiful smile, she told, Ram ke chidiya, Ram ki khet, khao chidiya, bhar bhar pet. She told, these birds belong to Rama, and so does the field. Eat to your heart's content, dear birds. So, Tagore, he once, he wrote, put it very beautifully. He wrote that these two epics, he was talking about this Ramayana and Mahabharata. These two epics were the mental nourishment of our entire nation. They alone have preserved our humanity from decline. He wrote that. And again, in most epics, the conquest of lands, the destruction of enemies, and the fierce clashes between two powerful opposing forces create the excitement and vigor of the narrative. Yesterday, we were visiting museum, the medieval history, the big portraits. They narrated the tremendous flight and that fight and bloodshed. You can see. But here it was little different. But the glory of Ramayana does not rest upon the war between Rama and Ravana. Rather, that battle serves merely as a means to illuminate the deep love between Rama and Sita, the obedience of a son to his father, the self-sacrifice of a brother for his sibling, and the boundless duty of a king toward his subjects. Ramayana brings these virtues to light in their highest form, he observed. So something that is universal in Rama's life, that we try to think upon. One secret seems to be that Rama fulfills everyone's dream of perfection in a most pleasing and satisfactory manner. In one person, Rama is the ideal son, ideal brother, ideal husband, ideal friend, ideal hero, ideal soldier, ideal teacher, ideal king. Man longs for an individual to fulfill his deficiency. When we visit any stadium that to see some sport, maybe soccer or cricket, we want to see that expression of that efficiency of the skill that is not in me, that I lack. That's why we honor our heroes, we praise our heroes. The second and most important secret is that Rama is supreme exemplifier of applied religion. You know, that advent of avatara, when avatars they come, the glani, decline of dharma, to how to stop that. And they want to, what is there, sometimes we call that avatara as Veda Purusha, embodiment of the teachings that is narrated in the Vedas or the Upanishads. Interesting to see, perhaps you have heard of Purusha Sukta. Purusha Sukta, it says that the highest teaching of Upanishad is sacrifice. In that Sukta, we have seen, this is taught through the symbology of Purusha Sukta of the Rig Veda. The Supreme Being sacrificed himself to bring forth this creation, and through his continuing sacrifice, it is sustained. It is said that. Through the principle of sacrifice, the Supreme Being proliferates himself into the beings of this visible world in which we live, move, and have our being. The implication is now, if we intend to reach the Supreme Being in whom alone is all self-fulfillment, we too must follow the law of sacrifice. If you want to go to reach touch the source of the universe, the Purusha, you have to practice in your life. And we see how it is beautifully described in the life of Rama. Whatever he did nothing for himself, for his subjects, or maybe for the righteousness. Though Rama is worshipped as the best of avatars by the devotees, he is also adored as the human personality at its best. Another thing, so let us see some of his beautiful qualities. Tyagaraja, the mystic musician of southern India, he wrote, "The sweetness of Rama's speech surpasses that of sugar candy." In another song, he says, "How wonderful is your power of winning people by sweet words, suited exactly to the person addressed." That was the only thing he handled the so-called indisciplined, the monkey army. You may have some idea about monkeys, so you can well understand about the army of the monkeys. So, how he managed to do that? It is that we can think about that. The sweetness of Rama's words did not depend on the art of using words. It was the natural result of his attained perfection in what has been called the austerity of speech. Vak Sangyama, Bachik Tapas. How to do that? So in Gita you can find that one, the austerity of speech. He always uttered such words as caused no vexation, were true, agreeable, and beneficial. Besides, he was the master of the Vedas and the very embodiment of Vedic Dharma. Vedic words means what kind of about Vidura. It is said that Vidura, one of the great ministers of Dhritarashtra's court in Mahabharata, he perfectly knows that the weight of each word he used before that. So Vedagya means he knows the power of word. Rama lived through critical, controversial, and unusual situations of life. So you may speak sweet words, but what is the taste? Taste it is in your life when you face some unexpected situation. Then that is the taste. How can you handle those situations? Through all such situations in which man easily drops truth or even decency in language. Rama used the charm of his words in order to see that dharma prevailed. What happened to Rama? Just the Dasharatha, he decided Rama would be the next king. So the next morning, the coronation, the celebration is about to happen. Everything was ready, and the advisors, they also suggested, O king, that would be the best decision. Nobody is parallel to Rama. And one thing they told, that when Dasharatha sent round the first feeler in regard to Rama's prospective coronation, all the advisors of the court unanimously said something significant, that Rama never returned unsuccessful from any undertaking. In other words, Rama had proved himself to be a very practical and successful person. What is, however, to be specially noted here is that with Rama, the ideal alone is the practical. In his doings, therefore, there is no credibility gap between the ideal and the practical. One important point. Rama is an uncompromising idealist, though he never returned unsuccessful from any undertaking. He does not function from any lower level at all, not with half-minded. Whatever he did, nothing with half-mindedness. The whole mind was there. Highest ethical and righteous conduct issues forth from him in an involuntary manner. The unexpected of the worst type of springs surprised on Rama in the Ayodhya Kanda. On the morning he was to be crowned, he was asked to go to exile. And what happened? Then Lakshmana, his brother, he became angry. Bharata was not there. The son of Queen Kaikeyi, who suggested Dasharatha that you have to send Rama to the forest, and my son, my own son, Bharata will be the king. So Bharata was not in the scenario. So Lakshmana was there. So Lakshmana was very angry. But Rama, he told Rakshana with a persuasive firmness. What he told? Your love for me and valor, I know my mother's grief, my mother Kaushalya, poignant as it is, takes no note of the bearings of truth and peace. Father has made a promise and the word has to be kept. That's all. It is on the word of mother that Kaikeyi has asked me to do. Abandon, therefore, this ignoble military mind. You are a Kshatriya, I understand. And it is very natural to your temperament. Abandon, therefore, this ignoble military mind, resort to dharma and not to violence. Follow my mind. Important. Not follow my mind. Following a person is some kind of service. When you do seva, you want to serve somebody. Important is to follow the mind, what he thinks. So, Lakshmana, come down. Try to think. Try to follow what is going on in my brain, in my heart. Seeing Lakshmana still agitated, he continues, of virtue, material gain and desire, all the three are secured by safeguarding the first, that is virtue or dharma. To seek only material gain or to be solely addicted to desire is not praiseworthy. Get over this insult. Take your stand on good cheer. Let our father save himself from the danger of transgressing truth and losing the other world. It is only by my departure that Mother Kaikeyi will be happy. I have decided and prepared my mind for it, and I do not propose to do violence on myself. I shall leave quickly. Take it that fate is responsible for this and not Kaikeyi. See the understanding. This is, see the force behind this person. So it is the ability to see beyond that gross world. In our life, many things is happening in our life in the gross form. But see, the force is acting behind that in your life. And another thing we saw, the Shraddha, the love and respect to his parents, to his father. Though we may not be aware of it, has been the spring of inspiration which has sustained our noblest family traditions and filial relationship down the ages that inspired through generations. So we have to be faithful, respectful to our parents as Rama. When Kaikeyi snatched away his throne, he did not utter one word of anger, because there was no anger for Kaikeyi. Nothing. He simply complained that with all her authority on him, he could have herself commanded him instead of bothering the king with this. Only that was his point. Why you could tell me? So he also said one asking was enough for him, and he did not require anyone's persuasion for going to the forest. And what he did next? While leaving Kaikeyi's apartment, that palace, he prostrated himself before Dasharatha and also to Kaikeyi, knowing fully well that that what she was engaged in doing. Such was his unfailing courtesy to a woman whom all Ayodhya was cursing. Even later we have seen her own son Bharata. Valmiki carefully, when narrating that part, he carefully points out that when Rama heard for the first time about the exile, or when he left Kaikeyi's room, his natural cheerfulness was never disturbed. He was not a downcast man, but always an upcast man. He pointed that. That is the beauty of epic. It is not about, giving the data and information, the idea, the inspiration you get from the epic. So later, when I was reading a little bit of that Yoga Vasishtha, that our Swami also once showing that book by Dhireshānandaji, they're compiling that book. So it was one of my favorite book. So there I found that. Before that, that what in our that Ramanama, that about his glow in his face. One beautiful verse is there in our Ramanama. Prasannatam yana gatavishekatah stathana mamlo vanavasa dukkhataha mukhambuja Sri Raghunandanasya me sadastu sa manjula mangala prada. So, may the elegance in that verse, just we sang before this talk, may the elegance of the beautiful face of Rama, that was not exhilarated, cheerful at the time of coronation, and was not waned by the sorrows of exile, always bless me. When you see the photograph of Rama, we should remember. And in that Yoga Vasishta Sar, in Utpatti Prakarana, beautiful, same kind of verse is there. No deti nastamayati sukhe dukhe mukha prabha yatha prapta sthite asya jivan mukta sa uchate. Who is a jivan mukta? Who is a free soul in this very life? Whose glow of face remains unchanged in happiness and sorrow, who never exhilarated by happiness and unfazed by sorrow, and he who is fixed in the right livelihood is Jivan Mukta. How? So he learned. Yoga Vasishtas are generally, it is a conversation between a guru and disciple, Vasishta and Rama. You see, he learned all those things. And he put all those learning in his life. No? And another point. Rama's instantaneous readiness to immediately go to the forest, we have seen. Readily, he was ready. Dasharatha, he persisted. Next day you can go, tomorrow you can go. No. So, this is a call of my duty. So, I must be quick. So, Rama's instantaneous readiness to immediately go to the forest placed before the wandering world the highest example of several attained perfection in one stroke. You may forget about the whole Rama, but this is called meditation, lila dhyana, meditation on divine play. Just think about that, what we learned. Here we find the example of absolute detachment, instantaneous renunciation about absolute unconcern of self-interest, absolute self-sacrifice, and absolute fearlessness. To show your fearlessness, you need not to fight with anybody. Fight, you may that face the situation. No amount of discoursing, no reading of learned volumes could make on us this impression which Rama makes on us in this moment of truth. The mankind has never forgotten this and will never forget. Seeing this act of Rama, he has taken courage down the ages to do heroic acts of application of dharma in life. How to apply? Rama was the master of archery, one of the most valorous persons ever known in the annals of mankind. With his powerful arrows, he vanquished the evil forces. But he was also the master of another benign weapon that we have a little bit discussed. This benign weapon was his pleasing word prefaced by a smile. Rama would not use harsh words even when wrongly addressed. As Valmiki says, one may speak harsh things to him, but he would not reply at that moment. And I was thinking about Holy Mother at that point. So it was very difficult, though she was very affectionate. But you cannot dare to pass some light remark in front of him. So Gambhirya, we call that Chandramana Datta. That incident you can see afterwards. That Shuddhanandaji and Chandramohan Datta. So it is. I do not want to go. Otherwise, I can start a talk on Mother. I do not want to do that. The spontaneous spirit of renunciation was so natural with Rama. You see, it is the great people. When I was coming in this country, before that also maybe a little bit, So I was thinking one incident when Swami Vivekananda was coming to the US, and with him Sister Nivedita and Swami Turiyananda were present. Turiyananda ji, for him it was the first time to come to a different country, and he asked Sister, Swamiji was busy with his some work, so he asked Sister Nivedita, who was an Irish by birth. So, Sister, can you suggest me how to live in a foreign land? Sister Nivedita, he somewhere near one knife was there. So, the sharp edge she took, and he extended that knife to Turiyanandaji to hold the handle. So that was her suggestion. In your life, if you want to be happy, take the sharper side, and that offer the safer side to your friend, to your or your family. So it is eternal values we have seen here also. So the spontaneous spirit of renunciation was so natural with Rama. Notwithstanding the fact of his being a married man, that he just did not have any thought of personal gain, profit, pleasure, or convenience. 14 years of perilous life in the forest were complete when he finished that exile, when he was returning. But I have something to say about Ravana. So don't think without skipping Ravana, I am going to end that talk. But anyhow, the topic is almost same. The context is almost same. So when he was returning after the exile, Sita had been recovered after that bitter fight. On the way to Ayodhya, Rama stopped at Bharadwaja's hermitage. Just think about the effort he put. He recovered Sita. Looking in the direction of Ayodhya from that hermitage, from the kutir, from the ashrama of Bharadwaja. So, looking in the direction of Ayodhya and falling into thought, Rama called Hanuman and said, Hanuman, please come. Go and see if all are well at the palace. First call on Guha, his friend, and tell him of my welfare. He is a friend of mine whom I regard as equal to my own self. Sometimes we criticize Rama for some occasions. So see these important lines. I regard as equal to my own self, Guha, the outcast who belong to a different outcast that lineage. From there, he will direct you to Ayodhya. You may not know, you went to Ayodhya, but Guha knows the way. So first go to Guha, and Guha will show you the direction towards Ayodhya, where you will meet Bharata. Tell him everything and report to me how he reacts to the news and what attitude he bears to me. He was like a statesman, both Rama and Hanuman also. When you give my message, look at his face carefully. The psychology. Observe closely indications of his demeanor, speech, etc. Whether the voice is trembling or not. Everything, see. For a kingdom like this may convert anybody's mind. And if he shows a desire for the kingdom, let him rule. That is the spirit of Rama. You need not to tell anything. Just convey and observe. Rama does not only preserve righteousness, but infuses a new spirit of dynamism in the spirit of dharma. He not only fulfills the requirements of dharma, but deluges it with abundance. Among great quality through which Rama's being effective as the supreme exemplar of applied religion is made possible is his totally unself-conscious easy accessibility. Another thing, another point. Though a born aristocrat, an incarnation of manifold perfections, he does not inspire awe and create distance between you and him. But he inspires love and loyalty. When you think about Rama, think about that one. What we learned from Rama. He was aristocrat, but anybody can approach him, could approach him. Yeah. His cordial accessibility is so well illustrated by his behavior towards Guha, Shabari, and the Banaras. When, after the fall of Ravana, Sita was being conducted to Rama's presence, Bibhishana, so because, again monkey, nature of monkeys, think about them, monkeys, and they were eager to see Sita for a moment. And she was in palanquin. There was a lot of, that struggle to see. And Bibhishana, being a king, the new king of Lanka, he was stopping that Vanaras. Please come quiet. Don't do that. Come quiet. So then, what Rama did? So when Bibhishana tried to stop the Vanaras, this pained and angered Rama, and he reprimanded Vibhishana for his high-handedness. And he asked Sita to get down from the palanquin and walk and claim the monkeys as his own people. Again, it reminded me of the Holy Mother, Sri Ramakrishna. You can enjoy, when you remember all those things. Do you remember that part when the wife of Balarama was sick? Sri Ramakrishna wanted Holy Mother, who was very bashful, shy, used to live in little that Nahabata. So it was almost night. She told, but how can I go? So it was not, the Baghbazar and here Dakshineshwar. So if you do not get an palanquin, walk all the way, Sri Ramakrishna told. You see, the love for his devotee, we call Bhakta Vatsala. He loves his devotees, his followers. Easy accessibility was so spontaneous with Rama that he treated everybody equally. He comes down to the level of everybody. He becomes everybody's own with all that he is. He is everybody's equal, but he stays somewhere, something different, like Swamiji, mixing with everybody. But still he remains that kingly, that heart, that manner, that was kingly. The highborn that he is. In other words, Rama belongs to the people in the most real and pervasive sense as an uplifting power. Here's the difference between ordinary friend and Rama as friend. He will uplift you. He will mix with you, talk with you, and also he will uplift you. Hence, his inspiration has been the mightiest influence for raising the moral standard of a whole nation down the ages. But for his easy accessibility, this would have been an impossible dream. That's why avatara, they come. They want to mix with people. Sri Ramakrishna, see Krishna, mixing with ordinary gop and gopis, mixing. So that's the important point about this. So Rama, when Valmiki narrated the life of Rama, the main two things he pointed out. One is his righteousness and truthfulness. Satya Sandha, that was the word. His truthfulness. And it is not verbal truthfulness. Another thing we can learn from his life. Verbal truthfulness, okay. But in his manner, in his conduct. Again, just I am mentioning that part about that many criticism we hear about Rama. So it may answer. So when Bharata returned from his material uncle's house, he asked Kaikeyi, because this Ikshakus, the lineage of that Dasharatha and all those things, they are lineage of Ikshakus, they always truthful. So they are very particular about trust, about truthfulness. So he asked that why Rama had been banished to the forest, and whether he had violated the person of an woman, something like that. He was trying to understand what was the scenario, what made him to go to the forest, asking everything. So that one line we get, Kaikeyi told Bharata, others' wives Ram does not even see with his eyes. One of the enemy, we can say. And another enemy, it again reminded me, I didn't wanted to, about Rama. That his sworn enemy. Once he told, somebody asked Ravana, it is again, you can find it in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Some friend said to Ravana, you have been assuming different forms for Sita. Sita was captivated, was kept in Ashoka Vatika, a grove there. So Ravana, time to time, he knew some kind of magic in that sense. In various appearance, assuming different forms, he was visiting Sita. So somebody asked that, you have been assuming different forms for Sita, why don't you go to her in the form of Rama? She would agree with you. She would come with you. See the point. So Ravana replied, when I contemplate Rama, even the position of Brahma appears insignificant to me, not to speak for the company of another man's wife. When I think of Rama, even the post of Brahma, the greatest, so it become that insignificant for me. Tuchang Brahmapadam Parabadhu Sangaha Kutaha. How could I take the form of Rama for such a purpose? So, from the enemies also you can understand the Rama. Who is Rama? Who is Rama? We are talking about radiance of Rama and the glory of eternal values. We have discussed some of those values, some of. He was a ocean of these eternal values. But we can apply all those things. Sometimes in our life, we become little suspicious. You are Swami, you are talking about be righteous, be truthful. But what is the use of the present world? In the society we mix. So here is the answer we can. Again, in when Hanuman, he went to Lanka and he wanted to see Sita, whether she was alive or not, or in what condition. So he went to see Sita. And when he met Sita, Sita asked him about, so maybe you are the Ravana or messenger Ravana in a disguise of a monkey. So give some kind of like a password. You have to give some password to open my heart. So he asked something. So on hearing about Rama, I am quoting from Valmiki Ramayana, the translation. On hearing about Rama from the bull among Banaras, means best of the Banaras, thus spoke Vaidehi, another name of Sita, politely in a sweet voice. Again, it reminds of a Holy Mother. It is sweet, low voice. She asked, where did you come in contact with Rama? How did you assess Lakshmana? How did an alliance of Banaras and humans take place? O Banara, tell me all about the identification marks of Rama and Lakshmana again, so that grief does not enter my mind. Some secret, tell me. So, when questioned by Vaidehi, Hanuman, the son of wind god, started describing Rama's physique as it is. I have to skip some of the parts. But you can find all those things in the Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana. O Vaidehi, with eyes like lotus petals, although you know your husband's and Lakshmana's form and distinguishing marks, it is my good fortune that you asked me. All of you knew Ramayana, but for me also it is good fortune. I can use some of my time to describe the noble virtues of Rama. There's a beautiful verse we found. It goes like that. It is praising Valmiki and Hanumana. Sita Rama Gunagrama Punyaranna Viharino Bande Vishuddha Vijnanam Kavishwara Kapishwaro. I salute the master of Kavi's poet, the Valmiki, through whom we could know something about Rama. We are thankful to him. And the master of Kapis, that is Hanuman, who are endowed with pure jnana or knowledge, Vishuddha Vijnanam, and who move freely and joyously in the sacred grove of the myriad virtues and graces of Rama and Sita. So that was the fortune. That was the fortune. When you think about that, when you talk about that, when you contemplate on that, it is your fortune. So he told that I am fortunate, he told. O daughter of Janaka, Rama with eyes like lotus petals is a person born with a delightful form, richly endowed with indescribable charm and politeness. So first when he started talking about Rama, he talked about the mental qualities of Rama. After all, physique, it does not matter really. For a well-grown human being, in the beginning, in teenage, you may think about your physique. But when you get the experience from your life, you understand it's the beauty of mind. So Hanuman, he talked about the beauty of mind. O daughter of Janaka, Rama with eyes like lotus petals is a person born with a delightful form, richly endowed with indescribable charm and politeness. He vies, like he competes, like the sun in effulgence, with earth in forbearance, with Brihaspati in intelligence. Brihaspati is the guru of the Devas. And in fame with Indra, the king of gods. You see, this is called Hanuman, Jnani, the Vedagya. When you learned Veda, Veda means Holy Scripture. You understand the weight of your word. So what kind of thing? He vies with the sun in effulgence, with earth in forbearance, with Brihaspati in intelligence, in fame with Indra. Rama is a protector of the interworld of living beings, not to speak of his own people. He is a protector of his own race. He guards righteousness. He is a scorcher of enemies. O beautiful lady, Rama is a protector of the four classes of society. He follows codes of conduct and makes others follow them. He is a king, makes others to follow them. It is his duty. He is luminous and highly revered. He observes vow of self-control. He is steadfast and recognizes services rendered by sages. He is aware of the rights and the ways of administration. He is well trained in statecraft. Endowed with an excellent conduct, he is learned in scriptures. So it goes on. So then he started talking about his physique, about his all this. That part we like to skip. We can read that. Now what happened? This same Hanuman, he was captured by the Rakshasas, demons, and he was tied with ropes. It was a beautiful story. He wanted to see Ravana before the great battle, that warfare. You have to see the enemy. What is a strong point in that, and what was his weakness? So this great Hanuman was brought in front of Ravana, and what he saw, he told. Astonished at the action by the highly courageous Hanumana, the demon king looked at him with eyes turned red in anger. You are that you killed that some I forgot those names. So Aksha, one of his son, and many Rakshasa warriors, many things he did. So he was very angry, Ravana. And Hanuman also looked at Ravana. He was master at that. He observed Bharata. He will now, and Rama has faith on his that understanding, maturity. So Hanuman looked at Ravana of innate splendor, who shone with a glittering crown of gold glowing, encircled with strings of pearls. He was decked with wonderful golden ornaments, studded with diamonds, and had small motifs of precious gems fixed to them. They were as though designed by imagination, because ordinary people cannot make with that kind of accuracy. He was dressed in exquisite silk and smeared with red sandal paste, and had many ornamental designs drawn on his body with fragrant unguents. He appeared terrible, with blood-red eyes, shining sharp big teeth, drooping lips, and 10 heads, which looked like 10 peaks of mountain Mandara, inhabited by various beasts. He was heroic, powerful, and splendid. It goes on then. It goes on. Then he was attended by Durdhara, Prahastha, Mahaparsha, and Nikumbha, who were his learned ministers. Seated comfortably and attended by the 4 arrogant ministers, he was puffed with pride of their strength and appeared like the entire world surrounded by 4 oceans. And at the end, it continues. Hanuman saw the highly resplendent giant king seated on the throne, who appeared like a cloud laden with water, appearing on the peak of Mount Meru. Seeing the splendor of the Lord of Demons, Hanuman was dismayed and started thinking thus, "Oh, what charm, what courage, what strength, what splendor, how great is this demon king, an endowment of all merits. If only this Lord of Demons was not unrighteous, he could have become even the Lord of gods, including Indra." Here is the power of righteousness. I would like to just mention. You can think. It goes on. So again, and I should give little support. Again, I found some support from Yoga Vasishta Sara. So, trying to find out. Okay, so it goes like that. Ye bhinna vasana dhira sarvatra asakta buddhaya na hrishyati na kupyati durjayaste mahadhiya. Durjaya means invincible. It says that a person who is devoid of desire, wise and unattached in all circumstances, one who neither rejoices in worldly gains nor becomes angry, such a person possesses great wisdom and remains invincible everywhere. When you are righteous, when you follow a proper code in life, you get a bright intellect. It is intellect that decides, that take decision in every moment in your life, whether to come to Vedanta Society or not, whether start a business or not, what words I should use to discipline my son or daughter, and maybe from the daughter's side or son, how I can present my situation to my parent. All our life is full of decisions, and it should be guided by a bright intellect, a pure intellect. That is the thing. When we follow that one, get. So I must end. So with Tagore, we found he praised in that way. The uniqueness of Ramayana, he mentioned. If sacrificing oneself for a grand ideal is called madness, then in the past we had that madness in abundance. That is true bravery. It was bravery when Rama, at the call of duty, left his kingdom and went into exile. It was bravery when Sita and Lakshmana followed him. It was bravery when Bharata tried to bring Rama back. It was bravery when Hanuman served Rama with all his heart. Our scriptures and epics teach us that forgiveness holds greater valor than vengeance, that renunciation is nobler than acquisition. Our country, our culture never glorified mere physical strength. This is why Valmiki's Rama did not stop at defeating Ravana. He forgave him. Rama conquered Ravana twice, once with his arrows and once with his forgiveness. The poet says that of these, the second victory is the greatest. In Homer's Iliad, Achilles tied the fallen Hector's body to a horse's tail and dragged it around the city. But can we compare Rama to Achilles? So here is the beauty of Mahabharata. So in battle, nothing ends. Your journey, we have to proceed from that point. So with this note and prayer to Rama, let us conclude today's discussion. And I took several minutes. Nana spriha raghupate hridaye asmadiye satyang badami bhavan akhilantaratma bhakting prajacha raghupungaba nirbharang me kamadi dosha rahitang kurumana sancha. O Raghunatha, O Rama, you are the indwelling soul of all beings. I speak the truth. There is no other desire in our hearts. O foremost of the Raghus, grant me unwavering devotion and purify our minds of all desires and limitations. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.